Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Salutation to you, Archiams, pushing this word in sincerity and truth. This is your brother Yassad back at you with another lesson will edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai. Right? This video here would be entitled, we are to follow our forefathers and keep our integrity. Right? In the book of Maccabees, second Maccabees, I'll be going basically into two events where our forefathers was situated in situation of death, not conforming to the ways of the heathens, right? Not willing to accept transgressing the laws of Yahweh Shai, to be obedient unto these heathens, right? And that time is gonna come. That time is gonna come back again by via the prophecy of the MOTB, where the whole earth is gonna be tried, right? And it's gonna be a choice. Is either you're gonna do it or you're gonna be put to death. But these men chose death, rather than to bow to the king, our Jordan reference, rather than to eat of the unclean of the king, because that the MOTB would be something unclean, and it's also transgressing the law, the RFID, micro C hip, right? So let's start it off in the book of Revelation 2. Revelation 2 and 10, it says, fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Right? So soon the time coming where this devil is gonna throw a lot of us into prison. All you who wouldn't be down with his agenda, you're gonna be thrown into constitution camps, right? It's constitution or consecration camps, So, and soon it's gonna be is either take it or death, because we know that time they would be bringing back the guillotines and these ways and torturing methods to put people to death, because it are not new under the sun. Book of Sirach, Ecclesiastes, it are not new under the sun. I get here, Matthew 24:9. It said, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of nations for my name's sake. Right? Yeah, that time coming, right? Because Esau Edom is gonna set out his lies and his propaganda to falsely accuse the brethren, And all lies, we know all that's just prophecy. Especially time of the MOTB, the men of the Lord who keeping his faith is gonna be a threat to his system that he would about to set up. So Revelation 13:16, He calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man shall buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Yeah. So, I was to read verse 15. And he that had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And that is where it's all coming to. All who wouldn't be down with this man's program, inserting RFID, CHIP into under your skin, because hey, that's the motive, right? Where Esau Edom would have control of the minds of everyone in the world, because he has a God complex where he wants to be like Yahweh Shem Shai, right? Because he knows the Lord sees all, right? So to be like the Lord, or he's set up, he nests among the stars, the satellites in the atmosphere, where he could see right or wrong, right? And soon he know the Lord. This is what Proverbs 19:6. Man's going is of the Lord. How then shall a man understand his ways? Just roughly paraphrasing, right? It's I think that is Proverbs 20:24. So, and the Proverbs 16:9, I think that one says that a man so like I'll just get it. Goes to the Veka about a man devised his ways, but the Most High directed his steps. Proverbs 16 and 9. Right, a man's heart devised his ways, but the Lord directed his steps. So this here is the control that Esau Edom wants, to be able to direct people's steps, because we know I listened to an article, no, not an article, a video on a certain man who had his limbs wasn't able to move anymore. He was paralyzed, and he had other brain dysfunctions, or so he was up for that implant, where the devil came with what the lying wonders, and what I was saying is that if by doing this, you would be allowing private companies to be you'll be allowing private companies access to all your thoughts, everything you think, and all these things. So you don't think by that technology being able to tamper with your brain, and we know the brain is like the CPU, it controls the whole body, right? So they doing that brain implant, right? You don't think that they won't be able to control your thoughts and your mind, relating to the precept in 2nd Ezra 13, where it said I was afraid but the dust fight, because you saw Edom is gonna start to program you people through his technology, and that is what they want. But hey, we know that's against the Yahweh Shem Shai's laws, and that's why he says in Revelation 16 that Revelation Right. Well, it has this one, Revelation 16 and 2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. Right. Revelation, I think 14 and 9. Revelation 14 and 9. Right. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the image and his worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angel and in the presence of the Lamb. So we know there is no coming back. There is no repenting, as these false camps IYC say, well, after you take the MOTB, you could repent, the Lord would forgive you. No turning back after that. And that time is coming soon. Right? That prophecy is the Lord is about to cause the proverb to cease upon that prophecy. Right? So we had to follow along our forefathers in keeping our integrity, striving this truth until death, right, when that time comes, because we cannot avoid it. The scripture says the Lord's words is not going to return void unto him. So let's go into the Maccabees, the two accounts, second Maccabees 6, and I'll start at 18. It said, Eliezer, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh, because this here was commandment of the king, right? That was second Maccabees 6 and 1. Not long after, the king sent an old man of Athens, because the Grecians was in power at that point in time. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and to not live after the laws of Yahweh. Right? So that way it was all about, all about profanation, Israel, making Israel defile, abomination. So he was well favored, right? It says he was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. So let's go into the definition of constrained. Urge irresistibly or powerfully, compelled, forced. And this is what Esau Edom would be coming with his MOTB. He's gonna constrain you all to take this, because anyhow you take it, the system that is being developed, right, by Esau Edom would be that any way you go, you would require that. Any move you make, it would require you to use that. You want to go in the grocery to get something to eat, you would need that. You want to be able to go in onto your job and work, you would require that. So that is, he literally boxing you in, where you would have no choice. For example, the precursor, the forerunner, they use the C-19 VCCINE, the cure, the so-called cure that they had out there, right, where they say, oh, hey, you would need to be cured up to go into a bar, to go into a gym, and a lot of people was forced upon their jobs, that was constrained to take it. Well, if you don't take it, you come like a threat to the establishment, because it could cause, you would be a target for the virus and whatsoever. So that was just, and you see how much of the people went out and take it. So just imagine how the time of temptation or the MOTB would be, right? It would literally change your whole lifestyle, right? And a lot of us are addicted to the internet, having phone, social media. So when all of that is used against you, you would be in a position where you would not have no choice. But the men of the Lord will hold the integrity, right? Um, right. It's a confined, bound, imprisoned. Right? So let's get back. So he was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. But he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to be tormented. Right, to the torment, so that came of his own accord to the torment. And look at how people, how destroyed they are. You know, um, um, look at how the pastor say you could eat any meat, just bless it and eat it. All these lies and false prophets out there are the people them degenerate, are them blind, right? Because the Lord say, well, not one jot nor tittle shall in no wise pass from the law. Nobody is gonna be able to, you know, um, surpass the law. The law still stands, right? We ought to regard not the law, right? To the best of our ability, we still have to keep the laws, because those same laws is what you're gonna be governed by. You're gonna be judged by, yeah. So you're gonna be judged by those same laws. Let's say, as it behoved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted, but they that had charge of the wicked feast, of that wicked feast, right? And look, we people, watch they set up swine to be, you know, a delicacy, a time of Christmas where they so called and lie and say that the time of the birth of our Lord, you know, and they make it a profane day by committing unto the eating a swine, right, which is in the law. We ought not, there is meats that we ought not to eat, right? So it's say for the whole acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision. So he the couple comrades, the friends say, well, hey, we respect that is a man keeping the law whatsoever. If you want, we could still help you out. We will come, you could be able to bring chicken or bring some sort of meat. We will cook it, and you would eat of it to make it seem that you're eating the swine's flesh, so you wouldn't be put to death, right? So that was the plan that they came up with. Let's see, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as he did eat, as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king, that in so doing he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship with them find favor. But he began to consider discreetly, and as became his age and the excellency of his ancient years, and the honor of his grey head, whereon was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given, he answered accordingly, and willed them straightways to send him to the grave. Yeah, and that the kind of how how confident we had to be in this truth. Hey, well, if it come to that, better send me to the grave one time, because I stand and I keep in my integrity. I standing for this truth until death. Even so, if he had to take my life, that is well. So if we had to pray to Yahweh fast, that the Lord put a spirit upon us. You know, it's it for it. Hey, and I reading this, that just in my spirit, that just given me, hey, these men here, the elect men, come back in this time. You know, because hey, only the elect would have our faith. Let's say, for it becometh not our age, said he, in any wise to dissemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eliezer, being fourscore years old and 10, were now gone to a strange religion. So he was wanted to set himself as a example, a righteous example, and so they threw mine in hypocrisy and desire to live a little time and a moment longer should be deceived. So they like the flesh, hey, I could do that. I could supplant them. I'll be able to live a bit longer. You know? And I get a stain to mine old age and make it abominable. For though for the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of man, yet should I escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. Yeah, because hey, these men understood, right? That's why the precept says, let's see if I get precept. Good. There's a precept that says, let's see. Alright, Matthew 10:28. It says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are able to kill the soul. Right? So it says, and fear not them which kill the body. So you ought not to fear man, right? Because man could just destroy this flesh, right? But are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him, which is Yahweh Shem Yoshai. That's why Elisa, our forefathers, say, better he fall into the hands of man, because through death or life, he wouldn't be able to escape Yahweh. It say, fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Yapa. 2 Maccabees 6 and verses 2 Maccabees 6 and 7. No, 2 Maccabees 7, and I'll start at 1. It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. But one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers. Yeah. And the spirit upon the elect. Hey, right. What I want to say really, dying for this truth is gain. The precept in Psalms 1:16 and 15 says, is a precious thing is of the death of the Lord saint. Psalms 1:16 and 15. It's a precious in the sight of Yahweh is the death of his saints. Is a precious thing, right? It's a real precious thing, Let's see here. Another precept. The book of 1 Peter 4:14. I'm gonna go to the um mm, what's this I'm looking for? I'll try Romans 8:35. Bear with me. Romans chapter 8 and uh, alright, Romans 8:35. It says, who shall separate us from the love of Mashiach? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? And this is the confidence that our forefathers had. You know, nothing is able to separate us from the love. And what was that love? We, what is love? First John 5 and 3, right? Where it says, for this is the love of Yahweh, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. So they showed love unto Yahweh Shem Yeshai by one not um showing love by keeping his commandment, not eating of the swine flesh, and being a martyr for righteousness' sake, you know. And this is where we had to put our mindset focus on, you know, because that time is coming. Right, so let's get back with the next account with the 7 sons. Second Maccabees. Alright, right. Let's say verse 3. Then the king, being enraged, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first. So you see the remedies and the ways that these Edomites dealt with our people. You see the ways they actually dealt with our people. Let's see, and to cut off the utmost part of his body, the rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. Now when he was thus maimed in all his members, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire. So look at the torture he went through, having his tongue cut off, you know, the cut off the private part, you know, all sorts of different torment. Right, and then what it say, be brought to the fire and to be fried in the pan, and as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhort one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus. And this is the confidence we had to have, you know, being faced with that challenge when that time come, to be tempted sometime to put a gun to your child head which you love so dearly. You had to have it in your head that it is a precious thing in the sight of the Lord, the death of his saints, you know, because you kept the scripture saying, I read it earlier on, Revelation 2 and 10, you know, you had to be faithful unto death. The Lord Yahweh looketh upon us in truth, had comforted us, as Moses in his song which witnessed to their faces declared, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. So when the first was dead after this number, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, will thou eat? Because this is what they is going to do unto us. You know, they is going to start torturing us. Say, you're going to take this this CHIP. You know, a lot of people is gonna be tortured before they'll be punished throughout every member of thy body. But he answered in his own tongue and said, No. Wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. So he was thrown into the pan and roasted as well and killed. You know. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, Thou like a fury takest us out of this present life, but the King of the world, listen carefully, but the King of the world shall raise us up, who have died for his laws unto everlasting life. Can this is the upper which he said, because they understood reincarnation, as it say pointed Hebrews 9 and 27. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but rather this the judgment. Alright, this here is a continuation in the Apocrypha, where it says when appointed. This is that Hebrews is a continuation for that in the Apocrypha, where it says bear with me just a moment. It is appointed to die once, when ye shall. Let's see here. Second Ezra 14 and 16. Let's say for right. So I'll jump down 35. It says, For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Because they know that there's resurrection, you know, there's reincarnation, you know, the Lord would render life unto them again, right? Because they believe in reincarnation. 1 Thessalonians 4:16, they that die in the Lord gonna be risen. 1 Thessalonians 4:16, it says, For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first. Yeah, so they're gonna come back alive. Right, so he had full faith in after death, the King of the universe, the King of the world is gonna bring him back. 2 Maccabees 7. I'll read it back. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, Thou like a fury takest us out of this present life, but the King of the world shall raise us up, who have died for his laws unto everlasting life. After him was the third made a mocking stock, and when he was required, he put out his tongue, and that right soon, holding forth his hands manfully, and said courageously, Which I had from heaven, and from his laws I despise them. So he consider his body parts as naught, as nothing. And from him I hope to receive them again. So he and all, you know, with that confidence hey, this is nothing, because they had in their mind, though fear, hey, hey, ah, precept just come to my mind in Psalms 118, right? Because they had that in mind. Yeah, how about Shemi Shai is on my side? What can man do unto me? Psalms 118 and 6. And this here is what we had to do. Keep these scriptures in comfort and keep remembrance our forefathers that died bravely, you know, without flinting, without wavering, because they understood that dying for the truth, they would be risen again, you know. Psalms 118 and 6. The Lord is on my side. I will not fear what man can do unto me. Yeah, you know. The Lord was on his side. 2nd Ezra 7. In so much that the king was 12. In so much that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage, for that he nothing regarded the pains. Now when this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fort in like manner. So when he was ready to die, he said, "Thus it is good, being put to death by men, to look for hope from Yahweh to be raised up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life." Afterward they, hey, and that's true, because soon there's no more at the house of Esau Edom to be left, right? The Lord say, oh, hey, he gonna have war with Amalek from generation to generation, right? So, and soon, hey, no more at the house of Esau. That whole bloodline is gonna be taken, wiped off the planet after he serves his time as slavery. Afterward they brought the fifth also and mangled him, then looked he upon the king and said, "Thou hast power over men, thou art corruptible, thou dost what thou wilt, yet think not that our nation is forsaken of Yahweh, but abide a while, and behold his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed." Because our forefathers rested upon the words that Deuteronomy 30, that all these nations, the curses is gonna come upon them. Jeremiah 30:16, that they that spoil us is gonna be a spoil, etc. After him, verse 18, after him also they brought the sixth, who being ready to die said, "Be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our power. Therefore marvelous things are done unto us. But think not thou that takest in thy hand to strive against Yahweh, that thou shalt escape unpunished." But the mother was marvelous above all, and worthy of honorable memory, for when she saw her seven sons slain within the space of one day, she bare it with a good courage, because of the hope that she had in the Lord. Yeah, part two account, and we ought to keep that in mind, right? So when that time come, that we have the faith booster to stand strong. The Lord said, well, he didn't give you a spirit of fear. 2 Timothy, and this is where these men expressed, a spirit of a song, mind, and power. 2 Timothy 1 and 7. For Yahweh hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Right? Papa. Well, hopefully this. Alright, let me get this last precept to come out. Ecclesiasticus 4:28. It is strive for the truth unto death, and Yahweh shall fight for thee. So when the time comes, hey, we had to have these scriptures to comfort us. That even so if we had to give our life, it's all good. As Paul say, he rather to be absent from the body and present with the Lord. With that I give all praises to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Double honors to elders and apostles, a great millstone. Salutation to archaeans pushing this word in sincerity and truth. Until the next one, I say Shalom.